now that you are bringing in people on your own, there are certain protocols that I would like for you to do as being a team of Rising Tide, so that way all your new agents will be completely plugged in, so that way they get educated the right way. You don't get lost on what to do. One of the things that I definitely prefer is when you bring on a new agent is to walk them through their first steps. So that way they're never lost. So you as a leader or a sponsor or an agent that introduces a new agent, they're generally and typically at the beginning stages. And you yourself might be at the beginning stages as well. So nonetheless, here are the steps to do all the right things to help ensure that your agents get started the right way, and also following the protocols that we like here at Rising Tide with Charles and Nikki Lee. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing is first, what you definitely want to do is when you sign somebody up, you sign somebody up, right? And then you're gonna get an agent ID number, okay? And as soon as you get the agent ID number, okay, they're in. They are now officially in the system. If you are not friends with them on Facebook, please, now is the time while you have them on the phone or in your presence to become friends with them on Facebook. Okay, so now that you're connected, what you want to do is invite them to two groups: Rising Tide Travel and Evolution Travel. So that way they can get improved and be in the group pages. So that way they're fully plugged in with the company site and then their team site with Rising Tide. Okay, so now once they've accepted the invites, the next thing that you want to do, and in Facebook Messenger, send them a screenshot of their agent ID if you've brought them on board yourself. Okay, so that way they have it, they never forget it. Typically, it's going to go into their email anyway, but nonetheless, if you sign them up, then the first thing that you definitely want to send them is the screenshot of their new agent ID number. Okay. The next thing that you want to do is go ahead and set up the link for your new agent with myevolutiontravel.com. Be it on a cell phone or computer, on your Facebook, what you want to do is you go ahead and with your finger copy and paste this specific link and go ahead and paste it into the Facebook Messenger, so that way they get the link. That way, in the Facebook Messenger, they can hit the button and it takes them right here, okay? And the reason why I have you guys do that is to keep things simple, so that way your new agent has zero complications on getting the ball rolling for themselves. So next thing you want to do is walk them through the login process, okay? Tell them to log in. Go ahead and put in their new agent ID number. Put in their passcode. If you set it up for them, let them know what it is and assure them that they can change it at any time. And once you get into the back office, be it if they're on the smartphone, make sure if they're doing it on the smartphone, tell them to locate the menu button, which is going to be the 3 lines or the 4 lines on the top right-hand or left-hand corner. Tell them to hit that, and what it should do is it should pop this menu on their smartphone. And so their first order of business that they definitely need to complete is the PTA training program right here. So make sure that they get that done, and that way they know what their first steps are. So, and why? Why is the PTA training? Please explain to them that they need to get this done, so that way all of the vendors and suppliers will be opened up, so that way they can train. Okay? All right. So now they have a to-do. The next thing you want to do in the Facebook Messenger is add them to the Rising Tide chat line in Facebook Messenger. Okay. Once you've added them, please welcome them into the Facebook Messenger. When you do that, tell them to go to the messenger in Rising Tide. And when they do, ask them if they see, do you see the welcome, the person's name? So welcome Vanessa, right? Please welcome Vanessa Garcia or Vanessa Byers to our team. So you go ahead and introduce them in the chat line. Now, what it's going to do, it's going to allow them to see that in the chat line, and they will see the group name as well in their chat, and it should be labeled Rising Tide. And when they're there in Rising Tide, ask them if they see, do you see the welcome? And when they say yes, tell them to fixate their eyes up top, on top of the phone, and say, do you see the title, Rising Tide? And they will say yes. Tell them to go ahead and touch that with their finger. And when they do, the menu should prompt up. And when it does, tell them to go to the notifications and turn the notifications off and mute the conversation until you turn back on. And the reason why is because you don't want their phone to go crazy anytime we talk about anything in the Rising Tide chat. As you guys know, the Rising Tide chat is designed for anybody in our team to be able to ask any questions. And it's also there for announcements. It's also there for any updates as well. It's an open forum, and it allows us to talk about everything. And in case you guys don't know, I am your platinum as well as Nikki Lee, and me being that, I'm also the leader, and I'm also a goofball. So please forgive me, and forgive my sense of humor. I like to keep things fun in there. And so the idea behind what we do inside Rising Tide is to keep it positive, okay? And so, when we start noticing people with toxic behavior, they're going to, get a notice, and if they keep it up, they have no room in our culture, okay? So, yes, you definitely want to add them into the Rising Tide chat. And now that they're in, they've been muted. So now their phone is not going to go crazy. I'm a personal person, never to be a slave to the phone. The phone should be a slave to you. And so that is my theory behind turning off the notifications, okay? Now, if they do want to get a alert, you can always tag their name, and that will prompt their phone and then give them an alert and a notification. So now they're in the Facebook Messenger, done. They're in the two groups, done, okay? Now you've explained to them how to log into their site and get started with the PTA training, done. The next step is now for you to send them a link to the Travel Agent Academy, so that way they can subscribe. They can get in on the YouTube channel that Nicole and I created to keep it simple for their learning process. So that way they are learning, and they're learning effectively, and they could also learn in bite sizes, so that way they're not overwhelmed. They could learn at their own pace. And so give them the link directly in the Facebook Messenger between the conversation between you and your new prospect or your new agent. Give them the link to the Travel Agent Academy, and please instruct them to go through using the Travel Agent Academy straight from YouTube, okay? And that way they can see all the pertaining links that comes along with how I set up the Travel Agent Academy. That way they can expedite their learning process. Now you gave them the academy, and at the same time, please give them the JOT form as well. The JOT form is extremely key for them to be able to get a quick start in their first month. Now, we offered in our quick start for all the new agents, if they complete the entire JOT form within their first 30 days, they will be given $100. And guess what that means? Their initial investment of $30, let alone their first month's monthly due, right, will be taken care of if they're to complete the whole entire job form. Okay, so let them know that. So now that is complete. Now you've pretty much given them everything that they need to get started. Anything more that you give them will probably overwhelm them. So it's not a bad thing for you to say that. I'm going to just give you this for now, because anything more I give you will overwhelm you. So we definitely don't want to do that. Okay. So that is your to-do list. Get that done within 3 days. Now, we have a raffle going on right now. One of the things that you guys must do also as a protocol is find me on Facebook and give me all of your new agent ID numbers. When you do, I will give you a ticket for, pertaining raffles. And not only that, it also allows me to connect with your new agents, so that way they have direct access to me as well. Okay. And so any thing that I need to tag them with as such, I can do that upon them accepting my friend request or us becoming friends. Okay. Last thing to do is then to introduce your new agent. If you're just starting out, go ahead and have your new agents connect with me. I will introduce them personally myself, because I get it done within a minute and a half. Okay, I get their picture, boom, I slap together a template, then I introduce them to the company and Rising Tide. Okay, if you want to do it yourself as you're growing a team and you like to create flyers and you like doing that kind of thing, then the app that I personally use is called Pick Collage. Okay, I'm putting up a picture of it. It's Pick Collage, and in this app you can create yourself any template as you wish, personalize it to your own specific team, and go ahead and introduce, make a picture of them. If you want to just, keep it simple and not design anything, you don't have to. You can always just simply just put a, picture that they have on Facebook as their profile picture and put it up and say, please welcome Vanessa, right? Or John, or whoever it is. Okay. Now, also, when you do introduce them, please tag their name. And if you can, their entire lineage. Okay. So that way everyone can understand the support line. So if I know that I'm directly connected to a specific person, I'm more apt to help them out. Okay. So please, when you do introduce someone, tag their specific name upon them being now officially into the group. And then the next thing you want to do is tag anyone that's personally involved with that specific lineage, so that way everyone can be completely plugged in. And not only that, it's also helpful to understand, because of course people are people. You're more apt to help those that are in your lineage than you would not, right? So that being said, that would complete it. And please prompt them to say, hey, listen, watch out for your Facebook. You're going to get a ton of action of people welcoming you. And that is it. That is your first steps to get your new agent going. Okay. Now, just know that if you do want your agent to stay in and continue the business, have in mind that get them to book something, anything. Okay. Get them to book something or anything, or help them bring someone in. Progress is happiness, and as long as they make progress, they will continue. There shouldn't be any reason why they don't, simply because of how much we have to offer with Evolution Travel. Okay, great. That is it. and hope this definitely helps you guys. But that is Rising Tide Travel's protocol to getting and launching your brand new agent. All right, cool. That's it for now. This meeting and this video is now officially over. Cool.